Today, what I'd like to share with you is a powerful timeline process. To do this process, I want you to think about a problem that is currently impacting you with the intention to work through those heavy feelings and anything there that the problem has been triggering in you. I find it interesting that throughout your entire lifetime, you've encountered circumstances and situations that you were not prepared to deal with. Maybe boundaries got crossed. You didn't know how to respond. You didn't have the right resources to respond in a productive way. And regardless of those situations, you've survived them because the universe has built into you a safeguard that your body will hold onto that heaviness until such a time when you are strong enough and safe enough to let those feelings go, so that you can just feel so light and relaxed. And knowing that you're completely safe, today is the day to let those go. I invite you to sit back, feel comfortable, and know that this time is just for you. Focus only on my warm voice as I guide you deeper into that state of relaxation, letting your surroundings just vanish and shrugging off any tension that is there. Looking up, so you're looking towards those gorgeous eyebrows of yours, and then just letting those eyelids close. Imagining the number 3, and as you see that number 3, I want you to take in a deep breath, and as you exhale, seeing that number flash, that 3, 3, 3. And now take another deep breath, and imagining the number 2, seeing that number 2, and again, taking in a deep breath, and as you exhale, seeing that number flash, that 2, 2, 2, and really easily on that 1, 1, 1. From this simple, relaxed, stress-free area of your mind, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1 just to help deepen this state. So in 10, as that relaxation comes in through the top of your head, all the way through your scalp muscles, down into your jaw. And on 9, noticing how much your body enjoys coming back to this relaxed state, just feeling yourself going even deeper as that relaxation comes down your neck and pours down over your shoulders. And on 8, just as your mind and heart want to drop down with every word I say. On 7, with every breath that you take, just breathing in that relaxation and going 2 times deeper. On 6, naturally letting this relaxation go down your arms, into every cell of your fingers, so comforting and warm. And on 5, having that trance-like feeling going into your abdomen, deeply relaxed. And on 4, pouring down the backs of your legs like liquid crystal. And on 3, letting your feet sink into the floor. On 2, bringing your body back to harmony, just dreaming, drifting, dropping down. And on 1, as your body is completely relaxed, so light, all that tension is gone, and just breathing in deeply. I want you to notice that that relaxation has moved throughout your entire body, helping you feel lighter and lighter. So light, in fact, that you just feel that urge to just float up out of your body, going higher and higher. And you may look down there and see yourself and think that's a bit interesting. I want you to continue to fly up even higher. And you may see that busy timeline of yours, knowing intuitively which way is the past and which way is your future. I want you to feel yourself floating up even higher than your timeline. So high that you move up into that beautiful bubble of light to a place that is so safe, so nurturing, and so protective. A place that is just for you. I'm curious and I'm wondering what that would be like for you. Maybe you find yourself in a beautiful garden, or maybe a glorious beach. I want you to notice the trees, the plants, the flowers, the rocks, the crystals, the water, and even the caves. Something interesting gets your attention. There's that blue light shining at the entrance of one of those caves. And just take yourself to the entrance of that cave with that blue light shining at the entrance. It feels so familiar here. And as you stand in the cave filled with blue light, walk inside that cave and notice the blue light is emanating from a deep hole in the floor of the cave. Look around the rest of the cave and notice it's filled with different sized boxes. Each box is clearly labelled, and your unconscious mind knows the contents of each and every one of those boxes. I want you to find the box that contains all of those old problems, the boxes that hold all of the challenges. Noticing the boxes that have all of the reasons and excuses why you've held on to this stress and these problems. Find one of those boxes, and I invite you to lift, drag, push, or shove that box over to the deep hole in the floor of the cave. Use all of your energy and effort to just move that box over to that deep hole. Take a moment and go deep within your heart space to that essence of who you are, and find that there's that deep inner knowing that it's time to let go of these boxes. I'm going to count from 3 to 1 and click my fingers. When you hear that click, you know what will happen next. We're going to release all of the reasons and excuses why you've held on to this stress. And so in 3, 2, 1. Throwing those boxes down, letting all of those excuses and reasons that have been weighing you down. We're just going to let all of that go right down, 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 right down into the center of Mother Earth. And then clearing any more of those boxes, noticing the slower you throw them, the faster they leave. And continuing there to just get all of those boxes, feeling the weight lifting from you emotionally, mentally, letting all of those boxes continue to move down, 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 right down into the center of Mother Earth, where we hear her say, "Thank goodness you've let that go. I can finally turn that mess into fertilizer." And so we just continue to get all of those boxes out of that cave. And if your body needs to yawn to let go and reset, then you yawn. Check and see if there are any other boxes and just throw those into the hole. Noticing that we've got absolutely all of that mess and all of those boxes and all of those problems, just releasing those down to Mother Earth. I want you to notice that it's time to leave the cave. And as you step out of the cave, notice there's that beautiful bubbling stream. Feel yourself moving into that stream, that liquid crystal, that warmth, that soothing energy, and just find that nurturing and that healing coming into your body. I want you to notice that that warm, beautiful, lapping energy just makes you feel even more relaxed as you release even more of that energy, just feeling so light. You take a deep breath, and feeling so light, I want you to find yourself just floating up out of this scene. Start to float up even higher. And it's like we come past that timeline of yours again. I want you to feel that pull as we travel all the way back along your timeline, all the way back to the cause of that challenging feeling. I want you to feel yourself zooming all the way back through the years to where that problem first occurred. And you don't have to know what it is. You only have to know that your unconscious mind will just give you a memory, a time, or a sense of when that issue first began And so as you go all the way back along that timeline, I want you to notice there's that street lamp, and after that is darkness. So in a moment, not now, I'm going to ask you to float down into that scene so that you can get all of the lessons and the ahas to release this old feeling, this old problem once and for all. So just floating down into that event to see what you saw, to hear what you heard, and to feel what you felt, just allowing yourself to drift down into that event now. And so as you're there, I want you to notice, is it daytime or nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Is anyone with you? And just become aware of how you feel at that time. If you're feeling that uncomfortable, stressed kind of feeling, that problem feeling, then you are at the right place that you need to be. Just become aware of that situation that's causing you to feel that challenging feeling. And notice what the past version of you needs. I want you, as you are now, to step into that scene, to come into that past version of you. And of course, that past version of you recognizes yourself and trusts yourself because you two share the same energy. I want you to introduce yourself. I've come all the way from the future to be with you now, as you are that special. And I want you to whisper into their ear every word they need to hear. The type of words that will give that version of you the encouragement, the reassurance to see things in a new perspective. Notice that past version of you accepts what you have to say, and they can accept this long term so that you are free of this old pattern. As you take in that deep breath, that old feeling in the body just starts to melt away, resolves and dissolves, as you let go of the reasons to hold onto that tension. You look around the scene and take in any more that you need to know about this old story. You can feel your love and protection, and you know that you've come in with the right advice, the right perspectives to take, and the right actions to follow. This past version of you is never alone. You are always here for her. And as she accepts your love, your safety, your strength, I want you to find that that past version of you just merges into you. They're completely accepting of you, and you're completely accepting of them. And noticing how amazing it feels to just come back into that one. No more self-judgment, no more self-blame, free of the old responsibilities and obligations. Everything you need, you can give her. So now it's time to float up, floating right up above this event. And as you go higher and higher, you go so high that when you look down on that event down there, it's so small and so insignificant. Take yourself up to that grand library where all of your soul's journeys is recorded, where you can store all of these new special learnings. I want you to imagine here in that grand library that one of your guides hands you a box in front of you. You open that box and a piece of paper comes out, an old ratty brown piece of paper that has all of the old learnings, all of the old ways of how it was. And you no longer need this. So you just tear up that paper and you just crumple it up and let that wind just take it away, never to return. We call forward Archangel Michael to meet with you here in that grand library of yours. We call forward to Archangel Michael so that he can bring in his big sword of truth and light, and he can just cut all of those cords between you and those people in the past who intruded in on your space. So getting Archangel Michael just to cut all those cords, cutting them from your back, cutting them from your feet, your gut, and anywhere else. It's like that whole event just starts to shift as you release yourself from that old chapter. That old story goes back into your library. And we close the door on the past. You can come back there if you need to, but now is time to focus on the future. I want you to notice a new piece of paper now appears in that box. And as you look into that box, you become aware of the lessons that you can take in, and you can make your life so much better. Maybe they are the words that you whispered to your past self. Maybe they are learnings that give you access to wisdom and nurturing, consciously and unconsciously. You notice that this page is now being filled by all of those positive learnings. And it's as if that beautiful lessons has a colour associated with it. What's that colour? Just find yourself breathing that colour in and feeling your entire body up, letting go of any more of that old energy, just having that colour just push out anywhere so that it fills up your entire aura. Bringing in that self-control, that self-empowerment, that strength, and just breathing that in. And allow the sound of that colour to easily and effortlessly just echo out into all directions of your timeline, blasting away anywhere where you had those old learnings. The old problems just get pushed off your timeline, and a new, lighter, easier path comes up and aligns to your path ahead. Let's put this energy in your soul's library with all of those special learnings. And you notice here in your grand library is a very powerful guide. It's not just any guide, it's your higher self. And they have come here to share some more wisdom with you. Your higher self just takes you by the hand and you float up above the present moment. And then you float into the future. Maybe it's 1 week in the future. And I want you to just float into that time stream. I want you to float all the way into the future to maybe where one of those old problems would have occurred. But as you see this scene play out, you notice that you're very different now. You don't have that negative charge anymore. And in fact, you feel really confident, really strong, really supported, and that sense of self-empowerment. Other people are having to shift and adjust as this new you radiates that new energy. The new you has that energy with new boundaries that are strong and bright. It's not about setting rigid boundaries. What you're doing is showing up a little bit differently with these new understandings and the new learnings, with your new wisdom, and notice how life has changed completely. Your higher self takes you about 1 month into the future, and notice how life is different still as you are free from the old problems. Noticing your new behaviours, your new thoughts, your new feelings, and notice what it is that you are doing to manifest those results. Your higher self whispers in your ear the words of wisdom your future self needs to radiate that energy. You know, in the next few weeks, months, and years, you will be learning new strategies and new skills, and you will intuitively know what to do. You will be doing something new and something different. Noticing how amazing you are, so abundant, and feeling so good. You are respecting yourself and loving yourself, and take full advantage of how wonderful your life is. You have made those changes, and you've manifested that successful, easier life. So as we thank your higher self for bringing forward so much guidance and support, I want you to know that it's time to float all the way back to your present moment. So again, as you float along your timeline, coming all the way back into the now, I want you to notice here on 5, as the energy comes in from the top of your head down the tips of your toes, coming back to the body with all of your new lessons and transformations. And on 4, still feeling so relaxed, ready to create these new changes into your life. On 3, becoming more and more awake, wiggling those fingers and toes, heart rate back to normal, breath back to normal. On 2, in your own time, allow yourself to become fully awake, fully alert. And on 1, opening your eyes to a whole new you.